Hi, my name is Genevieve Davis from the Northeast Fisheries Science Center. Today I'll give updates on current passive acoustic monitoring projects from our acoustics group. Thanks to my co-authors and other collaborators who have all made this work possible. This map shows the current archival bottom-mounted recorder locations colored by project POCs. Starting in the Gulf of Maine, there are 29 sound traps deployed in total. 8 in green are the coastal sites that started in 2020. The 10 in purple are operated by Maine DMR and were deployed in 2022. And then there are 11 additional sites north of Georges Bank in orange, also deployed in 2022. In Stellwagen Bank National Marine Sanctuary, there are 3 sound trap sites that are part of the Sanctuary Soundscape Project, which have been recording since 2018. Additionally, in the sanctuary, there's a site that's part of the Noise Reference Station with NOAA PMEL, and that's been recording since 2014. Also part of the Noise Reference Station project is the recorder that's off the New England Seamounts, off Georges Bank, since 2014. Moving on to the southern New England area, there are 11 sites in total, 2 off Cox's Ledge and 2 on Nantucket Shoals that have been recording since 2020. And this year, we've also added an additional 7 sites to Nantucket Shoals in an effort to monitor the wind energy areas, which we'll see in the next slide as well. In the Mid-Atlantic, 3 sound traps were deployed this summer off Delaware Bay, and 3 more sites were deployed off Chesapeake Bay. And then the goal for all of these recorders is to analyze them in a similar fashion so that we can present right whale acoustic detection results in a streamlined, comparable manner. If we then overlay these recorders with the current wind energy areas shown in the white shapes here, we're also able to show all the current acoustic monitoring effort that we know of. We've overlaid the 20-kilometer and 40-kilometer PAM grid proposals, which were described in Van Paris et al. 2021, and these are the NOAA and BOEM recommendations for PAM. With all of the increase in PAM that's occurring, the goal of these grids is to have cohesive effort in planning recorder placement so that we don't duplicate effort and can have the best coverage possible. These PAM grids are available as shapefiles to download on the NROC and MARCO ocean data portals. And also on these portals, we're working with Emily Shimchenia and her team to send any recorder locations and effort to her so that that grid cell can then light up and indicate that that area has PAM coverage. It's a really great tool to go to if you're planning any monitoring effort. This map also shows the additional current bottom-mounted recorders that are part of the AEON project led by Jen Mixis-Olds, shown in blue, as well as the current locations for real-time buoys with Mark Baumgartner showed in yellow, and you can hear more details on those buoys in his talk earlier this session. These maps show results for recorders that have been analyzed for right whale detections using Mark Baumgartner's LFDCS. Red points show recorders that had at least 1 day of right whale detections, and black points show recorders that had no days with right whale detections during that period. On the left is a summary from January through June 2021, and from here, the 8 recorders that were deployed along Maine's coast, there were 2 days with detections at the Lubec site. Cox's Ledge and Nantucket Shoals had at least 1 day of detections for every month in the period, with most of the detections occurring January through April. On the right shows the start of the results for the second half of 2021, but analysis is still ongoing. All of the sites shown were analyzed for July and August, but only Lubec and Cox's Ledge were analyzed through October. Of these, Lubec had 2 days with right whale detections in October, Cox's Ledge had 1 day in July, and the Nantucket Shoal sites had 1 to 6 days with right whales for July and August. All of these results, as well as previous and future results, can be viewed in detail on our website PACM, which I'll show in a few slides. We've created 6-month summary reports to show North Atlantic right whale detections in the Northeast. This is a snapshot of what they look like, where there's maps from the previous slide shown, as well as a table below listing details for the number of days with detections and recording effort for each month and site. Our goal is to send these out every 6 months if possible to interested parties. If you'd like to be included on this distribution list, please send me an email. Again, all of this information generated on these reports is also available on PACM, which is our passive acoustic cetacean map, an interactive data visualization tool that allows you to explore all detection available. You can use filters on the left to view detection results of different species from different recorder types, dates, and detection status. You can then hover over points to get metadata as well as a time series that shows when that species was detected or not. Anyone is invited to contribute their detection data using data templates we've created. These templates allow to submit formatted detection data and the metadata associated for those recorders, as well as GPS data in the case of mobile platforms. Additionally, there's a shortened template for 24-hour right-well acoustic detection reporting, which was created for mitigation efforts. All of the templates follow ISO standard formatting and are compatible with NOAA's NCEI archives, which currently store some of the larger PAM data projects. Lastly, from all these efforts and detection data that you can view on PACM, we're in the process of creating a right-well acoustic detection database through the consortium. We're holding a small workshop to discuss how best to set this up so that you can request and access acoustic detection data through the consortium. Thanks so much for all of the many folks involved in this project, and thank you for listening.